चलिए तो बच्चा लोग लास्ट क्लास में हम लोग आई गेस बहुत समय हो गया. इट वाज लॉन्ग टाइम अगो दैट when we last studied this chapter, organisms and population. But to continue in this chapter, today we will be beginning with organisms and its environment. Okay. So as I guess you must have been knowing about this chapter. In this chapter, we will be basically dealing with organisms, their environment, their interactions with their environment, and you can say effect on each other, effect of organism on the environment, and effect of environment on the organism, their type, their adaptation, and all. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, what is environment? Environment is sum total of all the external factors, substances, and conditions which influence organisms without being their constitutional part. Means the place where we are living, may it be physically or it may be something like condition wise. So everything which is not our part but is affecting us in any way, either physically or emotionally or conditionally, anyway, is our environment. Or you can say simply, in everything which is around you is your environment. Okay. So environment is divided into two parts. First is physical environment and the second is biotic. Physical and biotic environment. In physical environment, it means you can also say it as abiotic, means non-living part of our surrounding, while biotic is living part of our surrounding. The living part of our surrounding is biotic environment. Now, what all forms this environmental factors? In environmental factors, you will be basically dealing with non-living parts. Okay, let me mark all those. Yes. So environmental factors include abiotic factors. Environmental factors include abiotic factors, that is non-living factor, which are again divided into three parts. Look at this. Abiotic factor is again divided into three parts. First is atmospheric factor, that is light, temperature, water, and wind. Edaphic factor. Edaphic factors are the factors which are related to soil. All the factors related to soil are called edaphic factors. And the third one is topographic. Topographic means the upper surface, or you may say the surface of the earth, may it be slope or an altitude. Altitude means at height, or other surface behavior of earth. So abiotic factor, wait a minute, let me start from the beginning. Environmental factors is abiotic factor. Abiotic factor means non-living factor which are subdivided into three parts. First is atmospheric factor, which include light, temperature, water, and wind. Means how light affects the organisms, how temperature affect the organism, how water affect the organism, and how wind affect the organism. The second is edaphic factor, that is related to soil, and the third one is topographic factor, which is slope, altitude, and any other surface behavior of the earth. Okay, so these all are abiotic factors. Now moving forward, let us move on to biotic factors. Okay, but I guess in this notes before biotic factors there is something like biome. Okay, yes, biome. Let us begin with biome. What is biome? First of all, verbal meaning of biome is major, or you may say very large ecosystem. Large ecosystems are called biome. Let me write it down. Large ecosystem. Large ecosystems are called biomes. You can see it, major ecosystem. Now, each biome is characterized. Each biome is characterized means have a special feature which is characterized by, or you may say which is recognized by mean annual temperature, means the average temperature of the biome in whole year, and mean annual precipitation means annual rainfall as well as snowfall. Mind it, the term precipitation includes rainfall and snowfall. The term precipitation includes rainfall as well as snowfall. Okay, so precipitation includes rainfall and snowfall. So mean annual precipitation means the average rainfall and snowfall in a particular area over the year is called mean annual. Annual term means this average is being calculated on the basis of yearly basis. Okay. Okay. Now, large natural ecosystem which is distinct in its climatic conditions characterization and has group of climax plants and associated animals. I guess in chapter ecosystem we have studied about climax community. Two terms: pioneer community as well as climax community. Pioneer community, the community which begins the life at a barren place is pioneer, and the community which ends the succession process in any place is known as climax community. Means the last serial stage of any community is climax community. So this climax community is specific for a special biome, and mind it, if the surroundings are specific, it must support any specific group of organisms. For example, in deep sea, the surrounding is specific. Anyone cannot exist in the deep sea. It supports only a specific group of organisms. So they have some associated specific organisms, animals as well. Okay. Now, rainfall, temperature, nature of soil, barriers, latitude and altitude determine the nature and extent of biome. Not that important. Yes. Now, biome is a very large place. For example, if you call an ocean a biome, so ocean is spread in a very large area, very large area. For example, maybe take an example of Pacific Ocean. So Pacific Ocean extends from one continent to another. On one side, it is extremely cool, while on the other side, it is moderate, or you may say it passes nearby to the equator. So the organisms in the ocean which live near the colder areas are some of other types, while the organism in the same Pacific Ocean which live near the equator, or you may say the warmer water, is of some other type. So regional and local variations are there in the biome, and these variations lead to the formation of habitats. Okay. Now let us look forward towards the major biomes of India. Major biomes of India. So the first biome is tropical rainforest. I guess this very much part is looking like geography. You must have studied these topics in geography in class 10th, 9th and 8th as well. So there is nothing new. Exactly new is nothing in this topic. But okay, but if it is an NCERT, so we need to go through it. So tropical rainforest. In India, tropical rainforest is found mainly along Western Ghats and Northeastern Himalayas. Western Ghats and Northeastern Himalayas. Major plants are Dipterocarpus and Hopia. Not that much important. The location is important. Next is trees are tall with 30-40 meters tall canopy with 4-5 strata. Stratification, I guess I must have explained in last lectures. Stratification means layering. For example, in a forest, there is the first layer of grasses, then herbs, then shrubs, then there are some shorter trees, and then there is longer trees. So in a forest, you can see first layer of grasses, second layer of herbs, third layer of shrubs, smaller plants and larger plants. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 layers found in this forest. In this special type of forest, not all. Okay, so layering is there. And layering is technically called stratification, strata. So in tropical rainforest, trees are tall of about 30-40 meter tall canopy. Canopy means uppermost structure. For example, if this is a tree, this part is canopy. Okay. So 4-5 strata are present. Woody climbers and epiphytes grow profusely. Woody climbers means climber, you know. Epiphyte means trees which grow on other trees. Plants, not trees, plants which grow on other plants. Okay, these are known as epiphytes. So they grow very densely. Profusely means densely. So these forests are highly leached. Leaching means movement of solution, or you may say the uppermost substances which are thought to be present to lower strata of soil or to some other place. You can say movement of a particular mineral from that area to any other area is known as leaching. So these soils, the soils of these forests are highly leached. Okay, they are highly leached. Highly leached means many minerals due to heavy rain diffuse from the soil to the water and move with the water towards deeper strata of soil or to some other place. So they have a very low base content. The mean annual temperature and rainfall, this is important. So let me mark the important points. First, location. Second, height and strata. Third, highly leached. And fourth, annual temperature and annual rainfall. Mean annual temperature and mean annual rainfall. Okay. So this is tropical rainforest. Now coming next to tropical deciduous forest. Example of the trees are important. Sal, teak, and tendu. Deciduous forest means they shed the leaves. Okay. So look at this. The forest is lush green with dense foliage. Foliage means leaves. Whereas in summer, forests are largely leafless. So the soil of these forests are rich in nutrients. Rich in nutrients due to less leaching. Although there is rainfall, but not that much as compared to tropical rainforest. First thing. Second thing, tropical rainforests are evergreen. Trees never shed their leaves, while in tropical deciduous forest, there is shedding of leaves at regular intervals. So all the chemicals, or you may say minerals, which are logged in the leaves, shed down and get into soil regularly. So these soils are highly nutritious. Now mean average temperature is 22 to 32 and rainfall is 900 to 1600. Look at the difference, 900 to 1600 and just 2000 to 3500. The maximum of tropical, even the maximum of tropical deciduous forest rainfall is lower than tropical rainforest rain. So the third is desert. I guess this part is the simplest one. Desert, as the name suggests, vegetation is very sparse. Sparse means less due to extremes of temperature. Temperature is very high and rainfall is very low. Characterized by high rate of evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation and transpiration is commonly written as evapotranspiration. Now, I guess you must be knowing about two types of deserts. Desert means a place lacking water content. A place lacking water content is desert. It may be hot desert or it may be cold desert. For example, Thar is a hot desert. You will not be getting any water in Thar, and so it is a desert. While Ladakh, in Ladakh, there is enough water, but in the form of snow. So you cannot get liquid water. No. So this is also a type of desert. A place lacking water is desert. I guess most of you must be thinking about a place full of sand is desert. No. A place lacking water is desert. A desert may be without sand, For example, Ladakh, it is a cold desert. So physically xeric condition is found in hot desert. Physically xeric means physical absence of water. There is no water. While physiologically xeric means there is water, but it is not physiologically available. It is present in the form of snow, or you may say ice. So physiologically xeric condition is found in cold desert. Okay. This acacia is a very important, very important plant of hot desert. Okay. Nothing more, I guess, is that important as that of acacia, and as that of acacia, and physically xeric condition is found in hot desert, and physiologically xeric condition is found in cold desert. These 2 points are very important. Now, coastal biome, the biome which is found near sea. So transition between oceanic and terrestrial habitat is known as coastal biome. It is very sensitive. It is detritus based biome, means here the dead and decaying part is the basis of food chain. I guess we have studied food chain in ecosystem, and there we have studied about detritus. All the decomposing part forms the detritus. Okay, common. Okay. One more thing. Example, mangroves. You must have studied about nematophores. Small pores present in the root of mangroves in class 11th. Viviparous seed germination. Here the seed germinates on the mother plant body. That is why it is known as viviparous seed germination. Example is Rhizophora sonorita Avicennia. I guess there is not that much. It is not that much important, so you can ignore. Only Rhizophora is more than enough for you. Yes, this graph. One of the most important questions which can be asked in NEET is this graph. But in recent trend, it is not being asked. So it is important according to the NEET history, but in the recent time, we cannot see any trend for this type of questions. Okay, graph based questions are not asked in these times. So again, types of it is a graph between mean annual precipitation and mean annual temperature in different types of biomes. Now, only you need that how the questions can be asked is these names are missing in the graph. These names are missing, and you need to find out, or you need to, or they may ask you the name. So I guess this is quite messy to learn. So I made a trick according to the last point of the graph. You can see this is the first point, this is the second, this is the third most end, this is the fourth most end, this is the fifth most end, and this is the sixth most end. Turco T2 GRD. Turco T2 GRD. So this is quite funny, but you can learn. Turco T2 GRD. Tur is tropical forest. T, sorry, co. Tur, then co. Co means this is the second. Coniferous forest. Third is temperate forest. Turco T2 tundra. You can see Arctic and alpine tundra. Tundra is a place filled with snow. G, grassland, and then desert. Okay, so you can learn this trick, Turco T2 GRD, but this is important. Okay, now major abiotic factors. Okay, let me see whether you can handle all this today or not. Populations. Okay, let us wrap up for today. This chapter will take almost this is a 11 page chapter, no? And we are today in. Okay, so we completed only second page for today, no? Okay, no problem. No problem. You will be getting a recording on each day of almost 20-30 minutes. So that will be okay. So this is all for today, okay?